This is News Hour on Ifako Radio. Good morning, I'm Olanireti Ololade. The major headlines. U.S. Embassy begins screening Nigerian students' social media accounts. Forbearance exposure. CBN directs banks to submit capital restoration plans. 4 trillion naira subsidy savings channeled to infrastructure. Tinubu. APC begins sale of firms for NAS by-elections. Sports. Ajayi breaks meet record with 9.92 seconds win in France. Entertainment. I'm not hiding my husband, just keeping our relationship private. Ruth Kadri. News in detail. U.S. Embassy begins screening Nigerian student social media accounts. The United States Mission in Nigeria has announced that all applicants for FM and J non-immigrant visas must now adjust their social media accounts privacy settings to public. FM and J visas are non-immigrant visa categories issued by the U.S. government for individuals coming to the country for educational and exchange purposes. The mission stated that applicants in those categories must now set their personal social media profiles to public as part of a new visa requirement. The development was announced via the United States Diplomatic Mission Nigerian's official X page on Monday, noting the update was effective immediately. All individuals applying for an FM or J non-immigrant visas are requested to adjust the privacy settings on all of their personal social media accounts to public, the post read. According to the post, the change is meant to complement vetting efforts aimed at determining applicants' identities and their admissibility to the United States. Forbearance exposure. CBN directs banks to submit capital restoration plans. The Central Bank of Nigeria has directed banks to submit a capital restoration plan as part of regulatory efforts to support the exit from the forbearance regime. In a circular signed by the CBN Director of Banking Supervision, Olubukola Akinwumi, published on its website on Monday, the Apex Bank said the capital restoration plan would complement its other measures, which include termination of forbearance exposure and single obligor limit waivers, suspension of payments of dividends, bonuses and investments in foreign subsidiaries for affected banks. CBN said, to complement the above measures and ensure forward-looking capital planning, all affected banks are required to prepare and submit a comprehensive capital restoration plan to the CBN on or before the 10th working day, following the end of the quarter with effect from June 30, 2025. The plan should detail the management's proposed strategies to restore full regulatory compliance, including but not limited to cost optimization initiatives, risk asset reduction, significant risk transfers, and necessary business model adaptations. The plan must cover the entire period until full normalization of capital and asset quality indicators are achieved. Also, the CBN said lenders are required to submit quarterly disclosures on key metrics, which will aid regulatory transparency and support supervisory oversight. 4 trillion naira subsidy savings channeled to infrastructure. Tinubu. President Bola Tinubu has reiterated the commitment of his administration to deploy adequate funding to critical sectors of the economy, a move he said is aimed at rebuilding public trust and promoting inclusive development of the entire country. He stated this on Monday at the commencement of a national conference on public accounts and fiscal governance, organized by the Public Accounts Committees of the Senate and House of Representatives. Represented by the Minister of State for Finance, Doris Uzoka Anite, Tinubu said the removal of the subsidy, though painful, was aimed at revamping the economy for the benefit of Nigerians. In 2022 alone, Nigeria spent over 4 trillion naira on fuel subsidies, more than were allocated to capital expenditure. This was not only fiscally unsustainable, but it was also unjust. A subsidy that disproportionately benefited the affluent, encouraged smuggling, and bred inefficiency was neither equitable nor strategic. Since its removal, we have redirected those funds into targeted interventions, expanding our social safety nets, improving public transportation, and financing critical infrastructure projects. Most importantly, we have strengthened our fiscal buffers, making Nigeria more resilient to external shocks, he said. APC begins sale of forms for NAS by-elections. The All Progressives Congress on Monday in Abuja began the sales of nomination and expression of interest form to aspirants for the forthcoming National Assembly by-elections. The news agency of Nigeria reports that the election slated for August 16 in 12 states is to fill legislative vacant seats due to the deaths or resignations of lawmakers who left office to contest for executive positions. Oscar Agedo, an aspirant for Edo House of Representatives for Ovia Southwest/Northeast Federal Constituency, assured of adequate representation, especially in the area of infrastructural development if elected. He gave the assurance while speaking with newsmen at the APC's National Secretariat after picking up his expression of interest and nomination forms to contest for the by-elections. Oyebanji debunks ADC defection, defends Fayemi. Ekiti State Governor Biodun Oyebanji on Monday dismissed the report, claiming he, alongside some leaders and office holders in the state, was being led to the African Democratic Congress by the immediate past governor Kayode Fayemi. Oyebanji would describe the report as false and misleading, described it as nothing but another tissue of lies from the camp of some disgruntled elements in the state. But keeping quiet in the midst of such a bare-faced falsehood would amount to a disservice to the good people of the state, some of whom could be hoodwinked into believing the misleading report. The governor spoke in a statement by a special advisor on media, Yinka Oyebode. Oyebode stated, for the avoidance of doubt, Governor Oyebanji and the public office holders mentioned in the report remain firmly rooted in the All Progressive Congress and have no link, neither do they have any plan whatsoever to join the ADC. While Dr. Fayemi and other leaders of the party mentioned in the report are eminently qualified to defend themselves, it is on record that Dr. Fayemi attended the recent APC caucus meeting held in Ekiti, where the caucus endorsed President Bola Tinubu and Governor Oyebanji for a second term, a decision that was widely published in the print broadcast and online media, he said. Sports. Ajayi breaks meet record with 9.92 seconds win in France. Koinsola Ajayi sensational form continued on Monday evening as he powered to a personal best equaling 9.92 seconds to win the men's 100 meter at the Meeting International Sotteville in France. The 20-year-old surged from lane 5 at the Stade Jean Adret with a reaction time of 0.156 seconds to edge out a strong field that included 5 sub-10 second runners, winning by daylight and rewriting the meeting record previously held by Trinidad and Tobago's Keston Bledman since 2015. Bledman's mark of 10.02 seconds stood for 9 years until Ajayi lowered it with a smooth run aided by a legal plus 1.7 meter per second tailwind. Cameroonian veteran Emmanuel Eseme placed second in 10.04 seconds, while Senegal's Mahmoud Sarr followed in 10.10 seconds. Great Britain's European Athletic Team Championships winner Eugene Amodadzi and Australia's Ryan Browning were next in 10.16 seconds, with Amodadzi marginally ahead by time separation. The race was Ajayi's first outing since finishing fourth at the NCAA's Championships in Eugene last month, where he initially clocked 9.92 seconds for the first time in his career. Entertainment. I'm not hiding my husband, just keeping our relationship private, Ruth Kadri. Nollywood actress and producer Ruth Kadri has addressed speculation surrounding her marriage, saying she is not hiding her husband, but simply choosing to keep their relationship private. Speaking during an interview on Dear Ife, uploaded on YouTube on Saturday, Kadri said the decision to maintain a low profile was mutual between her and her husband, and it was influenced by their choice to hold a small wedding with only 50 guests. I invited only 50 people to my wedding. It was exactly what we both wanted, and I didn't want any drama around my relationship, she said. The Edo-born actress, who tied the knot in a private ceremony in 2019, described the decision as the best she has ever made. According to her, it has allowed her to stay grounded, protect her relationship from external influence, and avoid unnecessary attention. Recap of the major headlines. US Embassy begins screening Nigerian students' social media accounts. Forbearance exposure. CBN directs bank to submit capital restoration plans. 4 trillion naira subsidy savings channeled to infrastructure. Tinubu. APC begins sale of firms for NAS by-elections. Sports. Ajayi breaks meet record with 9.92 win in France. Entertainment. I'm not hiding my husband, just keeping our relationship private. Ruth Kadri. Follow us on all our social media handles. Facebook at Ifako Radio, X at Ifako Radio, YouTube at Ifako Radio, WhatsApp at Ifako Radio, Instagram at Ifako_radio. For news reporting, contact us at ifakoradio@gmail.com.